Hello, class. Welcome to domain or module 4, collaboration and team project. So this week is another amazing week, and I appreciate everyone's hard work. I know everyone is busy and getting things done, and you know trying to get everything through the day and through the week. So I appreciate you guys taking your time to complete the assignment. So we continue working on version control, and this domain or module 4 is an exciting one because not only you're gonna learn new tools and new commands of doing like committing your changes in your code for the calculator apps, but also you're gonna learn a new uh, I would say concepts, best practices, and how to use actually the Git function. Okay, it is important for you. I don't know if you guys love to use Git, but as you can see my screen, I like to use the command. I like to use Git, and I play around with this. This is basically what I get my files get ready to go to be bucket, and this is the way I push my stuff. This is the way I make some changes. This is the way I do my connection to my remote site. So if you are handy with Git, you can go ahead and do it, or you can continue doing through clicks, which is fine as well, as long as your files are in your repository and you'll be able, and I'm be able to see it, and I am able to review it, and you know see you there. I shouldn't have any problem. I'm trying to make your life easier. So if you like Git Batch, you can use Git Batch. If you like it clicks, that's it's up to you. It's as long as I get the assignment done and what I'm looking for there, I will be happy. Okay. So week 4. What are we gonna look into week 4? Let's jump into it so that way you guys knows what we're gonna cover. There's a lot of things to cover, but most of this is mostly knowing the concept and how to use it. Okay, so describe best practices in version control. If you are not familiar with version control, at least from the material that you already read, you have an idea about the best practices. You can also do your Google search. You can go to online and read about the best practices. We have provided you guys material to read about it. Some of you are already in the industry. You can also provide of your own experience, how you do it in your work environment, what is the process that you guys take, the different steps when you guys are developing your application. So just provide that from your own experience as well. Also, when it comes to the support version control best practices, uh, I need, say explain regional to support version control best practices. So please provide that information. Just don't give me, oh, I developed the code, I stage my stuff, I push and commit. Like, no, just tell me, give me a clear process, how you do it and why, if it is possible. Explain me the reason why you do it the way you do it. So one more thing that we're gonna do, or you guys are gonna do this week, is the practice series of commit, give blame, and stashing to identify any conflict. So basically, when we make our changes, we just want one thing that you're gonna see through the class is that you have to review, right? Review your changes. You have to test to make sure it works, and then you can do a couple of things. You can commit, you can push that to your repository, or you can do a stash or stashing, which is basically Git will put them on hold, keep it there. You can switch branches, you can do changes, and if you want to push it, you can do that later on. Okay, you don't have to push your changes right away. What Git will do is a stash that information in a storage per se. It will hold it there, and then you can revert that state in the last commit if you want to. Okay, later you can apply the stash changes back to your working directory. You can use the command like git stash apply. That's something that I use very common when I don't want to push the information right away. And as I said, commit is like when you make some changes. It's kind of like a snapshot of the changes made to your files in a repository in any given particular time. Okay, the time that you make, the changes that you make, you can just just commit it, and you can add it using the command git git add, or in Eclipse you can just say, commit and push. It just there. You have the option. Git blame basically is a command, right? Or what it is, it's kind of like to have a revision of your history of a file, annotating each line with a commit that last modified and the author of that commit. So basically, it's a historical tool that you use to make sure um, things were done, but not only that they were done, but who did it and when. Okay, rewrite local history before sharing with a team. This is important because you want to make sure. I personally do everything local. I build, I build my own. Even if when in my repository, I create my own branch. I test everything through there. I test it. I write my own local history, and then push it those changes to the team because I want to make sure my thing works before anybody even run my code or review my code, and then that person might be asking me question when I was supposed to catch any error beforehand. Practice due diligence before sharing code changes with a team, and that is what you're gonna basically see through the entire the class is test your code, review your code, make sure that you are doing like industry best practices when it comes to code development. All right. Summarize the benefit and experiences using version control. That is a self-explanatory. Just provide that information. Evaluate and share experiences in the development process. There's a development process when you're writing an application, and the cybersecurity is SDLC, I think it is, when we need to secure our data in our code. This is a software development life cycle, SDLC. It is similar to this process. What are we doing? What are you doing through that process? Share that experience. What do you do when you were developing the calculator application? Read all the materials. I'm not gonna go through this information here, but I always gonna highlight, please, your post and your two responses to your peers. That is critical. Submitting your change log. Please make sure you provide a screenshot. Make sure that any changes made to your code that you are providing those changes. Okay, and make sure you're keeping on track, reading the staying on track information. So let me move into the next. Just to make this short, version control best practices and advanced Git. It is there. I'm not gonna go through this. This is basically for you to know, for you to read about it, to avoid conflict when you're doing merge. Be careful with merging. Um, be careful when you have your baseline. Do not try to make changes to your baseline. Create your own branch, work locally, test your code locally before you commit that to your production environment. So you're gonna read all of that here. Please, this is a worth reading. Pay attention to this. And this is also some of the other information that you're going to read about best practices for version control. This is what you're going to answer this question about the best practices, the good habit of to commit early and often. That is critical. Please pay attention to this information because if you are in the field, you already know the importance of commit early and often. And if you are new to this is going to be very helpful to open. I would say this just to open the field and to giving you um, the information that you need to be a better software developer. Test before every commit. You see, test, 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 test. What is the head branch? How do you switch contexts? Why should we group related changes within branch? That is critical. This is basically the process that most of the companies, organization they have, and it's important that you can catch that and learn it now. The discussion, please provide that information as I will be reviewing it and also grading this discussion. And don't forget to do your calculator changes for this week, okay? Read the material, read the change a series of commit PDF, how to use the git blame, how to stash in changes. Please read that information. It's going to be important for this week. And final project milestone one, version control and development. This is everything for this week. Don't forget to look into the rubrics and what am I expecting for you to work on. And the thing you have to do, remember, use this criteria as your subtitle. Use it, please, because when I am reading your document, I am looking into this and what are you covering. Please use this criteria as your subtitle. Make division, use paragraph, make your paper to look professional. This is like you are in the industry, you're working in a company, you're providing a report to your team lead, to your senior developer lead, whoever it is above you, you're providing this data to this individual. This is kind of the same that I'm expecting for you. So have a wonderful week. This is a wonderful work um, week 4 that you have ahead of you. And if you have any question, reach out. Thank you.